Ladies and gentlemen, you are now tuned into the hottest podcast on the internet. All raw opinions. Come on. Norma, I see you. Rollo. All raw opinions. Let's talk about it.
Welcome back.
Yay, what up?
What's going on?
Man, we're chilling, man. We got a special guest in the house tonight.
We always got special guests.
Always.
No, but this special guest, let me tell you, we got some special red tacos.
Some red tacos?
Yeah, some red tacos. Teddy, welcome.
Welcome,
Thank you.
Teddy.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. Happy to be here. Excited to be here and sharing my story.
Yeah, go ahead and talk a little closer to the
Here.
mic if you can.
We're going to get you closer.
Yeah, a little
There we
closer.
go.
There you go. Yeah, fix that
People
up.
people want to hear your voice.
Okay, let me scoot over a little bit more.
Go
There
ahead,
you
yeah,
go.
no
There you
problem.
go. Okay, there we go, Teddy.
I'm not used to this stuff.
I know. You know, we're not used to it either.
Yeah, we just going for it, man. So how was the drive out here to Orange County?
It was pretty bad. I mean, it wasn't
It was pretty bad.
It was pretty bad. It was
Hey,
horrible.
go ahead, tell us the truth.
No. It was pretty cool.
It was pretty cool?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you come from Downey, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, well, welcome to Orange County, man.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah,
But
welcome.
Norma was telling me a lot about your story, man, and it's very interesting. It's very heartwarming, actually.
Very inspirational.
Yeah, very inspirational. You know, and I was like, man, that's cool. Let's get him on, and you came on with no problems. So
Hey, no excuses, guys.
excuses,
No
man.
No excuses.
That's the hustle right there, though, Norma. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
That's the hustle.
So we want to know the birth of Teddy's Red Tacos. Where did it all begin?
Tell us about yourself, man.
Yes, because I know this wasn't easy for you. I know this was hell.
Yeah.
Tell us from the beginning, man.
Yeah, tell us where it all began. I mean, in a quick, whatever you can tell us, but tell us how it all began because it was very interesting.
Okay, so this started back in Teddy's Red Tacos got started back in 2016.
Okay.
Wow.
And it happened because of a whole bunch of bad things, bad decisions and frustrations and depressions. But things led to good things.
Right.
So I learned how to cook birria in Tijuana back in 2015.
Okay.
I ended up out there because I was depressed. I was drinking a lot, and I had gone through a breakup that was really, really bad. And a friend of mine in Tijuana invited me out. He said, Teddy, come over. You're doing bad. Why don't you learn how to cook birria and get your stuff together? And at that moment, I wasn't really looking to cook birria or anything. I was just trying to find a way to, get away.
Right.
Right.
When you're going through stuff, you're not thinking right. And at the moment, I wasn't thinking right. I was drinking a lot. I was depressed, and it was kind of embarrassing, to be honest, because I'm the oldest of four brothers.
Right.
And as a Mexican, I was raised Mexican. In Mexico.
Okay.
Even though I was born here in LA, but I was raised in Mexico. As the oldest, you have to provide for your family. You have to be the example for your younger brothers.
Yeah.
And I wasn't doing that. I was already 30 years old, and I was pretty bad.
To backpedal a little bit, so you were living in LA till you were 6, and then you went back to Mexico when you were 17?
Correct.
Because you were getting in some trouble.
No.
Oh, I thought he said he.
No.
Okay.
No,
Hold on.
actually.
Go ahead, tell your story then.
Yeah, well, going back, I was born out here in LA.
Yeah.
To the age of 6, 7,
Yeah.
and it was pretty cool. My dad had a good job out here, and he decided to go back to Mexico. We took us back to Puebla,
Yeah.
Okay.
a small town in Puebla, and I loved it out there. It was a small town, no internet, no nothing, and I was out there from elementary, middle school, and high school.
Yeah.
And I loved it. I loved everything about it, the countryside. And I decided to come back when I was 17, 18. Mm-hmm. Started going to high school again, learning English. And it was hard because, coming from a small town to learning all these things again, it was just challenging.
Right.
But it wasn't that hard because I seen what it was growing up in Mexico, how much money you make working in the fields, and working out here, it's easy.
Right.
I'm like, man, I want to get paid $50 working a day and like just unpacking stuff in a store? Like really? I could do that for $50 if I was comparing it to Mexico.
Right.
So compared to Mexico, this is
cake.
this is cool, you know, like AC, working in a store. That's why I was really, really excited and motivated. And I did that. I did that while I was working. I was going to school, learning English. I was just very, very hungry since I was a little kid. But fast forward to when I'm 30 years old, things happen, you know, and ended up in TJ.
Would you say that was like the hardest time of your life? Like
That was the time I thought you were talking about when you were going through some hard times. But here we
that
go.
like the deepest,
Yeah.
most.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, because you know what, and it's embarrassing to say it but I'm very honest. You know, I was in the deepest moments of my life because I was pawning stuff. I was in East LA pawning, you know, my jewelry, my even cell phones. I was asking my little brothers, sisters, hey, let me borrow $50 for gas money. Hey, let me borrow this. You know, I was trying to find something and sell it. So good thing I didn't end up in drugs, because you need money to have, you know, be in drugs.
Yeah.
Right.
Good thing I didn't have any money. And they didn't want me in the house. So I had two options. I'll either go to TJ or go to Puebla.
Mm-hmm.
And thank God I decided to go to TJ, because if I go to Puebla, going back to my home country, it was going to be more embarrassing, more devastating. I'll probably end up drinking even more over there compared to TJ, that I was drinking, but I was learning something new.
Yeah.
You know, so I was using my time in a way I was using it productively.
Right.
Because I see this friend, I believe God put sometimes people, and I believe in angels, and I believe God used this person, he put him in my life to guide me to a better path.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
You know, because I was heading the wrong direction.
You were in a dark place.
And if it wasn't for him, I'll probably be dead, in jail, or in drugs. I don't know, because depression.
Right.
Depression hits you very, very.
That's a real thing. You know what's crazy? Every success story has a bottom. You know what I'm saying? Every success story, you talk to somebody who's been successful like you, there's always a story behind it. You weren't always that successful. You had to go through some drama, learn your lessons, and then bam.
Right.
You doing your thing now, you know?
Right. And I think it's when you're going through those kind of things. In my case, I was complaining to God. I was very, very mad. I was mad at God because I was trying to do things the right way, all the way towards my 30 years old.
Right.
And things didn't work out my way because I wanted them my way, right? But I believe now that I went through all those things happen because God had a different purpose for my life.
Right.
So if you're going through stuff like this, you just have to continue believing that something bigger and better is going to happen and not lose faith. Because even though I was going through all those things, I never lost faith.
Right.
You know, and even though I was in my down moments, I started going closer to God. I started going to church. Mm-hmm. I started asking for guidance. Mm. And through that, I met people that told me, Teddy, start forgiving. Because I had a lot of anger. Mm-hmm. I had a lot of hate towards everybody. Mm-hmm. So I started forgiving my people that hurt me, that I thought would hurt me.
Yeah.
And the moment I did that, you know, I had all this pressure towards me that I couldn't go ahead because I was trying to do a whole bunch of things, but I couldn't get ahead.
Right.
But it's because I was dragging all this hate, anger, frustration, guilt, blaming others. A lot of weight. A lot. It was, you know, a lot. Even though I was trying to do a whole bunch of things, I couldn't. So I was taking like one step forward, and I ended up taking like 3 or 4 steps back.
Right.
So maybe God used that to bring me towards Him. Yeah. And when I did that, I was like, hey, God, what do you want from me? You know, like, whatever. You know, like, I'm here. I don't know what it is that you want. I wanted a different path. I wanted to do things my way, but I understand it's your way. So tell me what to do, how to do it, and I'm gonna do my best.
Yeah.
And from there on, it's just, things started lining up towards, where, like I started having like a more clear vision.
Vision.
Yeah.
Now, was that vision, now to jump forward with your company, with your whole business, how did that bring you to that? Or how did you started like, hey,
Well,
I
I'm
wish.
gonna backpedal a little bit. You were in TJ, right? And you had a friend that you had just met, but
Right.
you weren't too close to, right? You moved from what I investigated you. You moved in. He had 6 kids.
Right.
You slept on the couch for about a year, but he made you learn how to make birria.
Right.
there we
right?
go.
Yes. So
Now we're jumping into it.
yes.
You
So-
hated the sleeping on the couch and waking up at 4 in the
I
morning.
hated it so bad.
Yeah.
The sofa smells so bad. And I hated it. I just hated it. It was black leather, but it was the cheap
Did it
kind
smell
of
like
leather.
sobaku?
Worse. Worse. So it had leather. It was kind of like fake leather, but when it's peeling off,
Oh.
Pleather. Yeah.
and then it was hot and it would get sticky. And I hated it.
Yeah.
I hated it so much. And then I had to wake up like at 4 in the morning because the way they work, it was like a weird system they had to work. They were making money,
Yeah.
but the system they had, it was just like, I'm good with that.
Yeah.
But I had to do it because I was living at his house. So he was very, very strict with that. Hey, come on, get your shit together, bro. Come on, let's go. Stop drinking. Stop doing this. Stop doing that. And in the beginning, I would just blow him off, like, yeah, whatever. Like this, let's keep drinking. Let's party, right?
Yeah.
But I was learning, like, hey, you know what? On the blender, like, do this, do that, do that. Okay, try it out. Okay, this how it has to taste. Okay, cool. And then I would see how he'd run the business, and I would ask myself, you know what? If this was my business, I would do this, and that better.
Yeah.
If I had a chance to run my own business, you know what? Why is he doing this? Why is he doing that? Why? I was questioning a lot of things. But since I was broke, I was living in his house, I had no credibility.
Yeah.
Right.
You're like,
right.
what do you know, man? You're broke. You're living in my house. You're like, what do you know about business?
Right.
But I would try to tell him, hey, what if you do this? What if you do that? What if you, like, he wouldn't listen to me because it was in my current situation. But what I grabbed was, okay, if I was a business owner, I would do this, and that. So if I ever have a chance to have a business, I would do these things better.
Yeah.
So that was my philosophy when I was learning all those things. And I never went out there trying to learn how to run the business.
Yeah.
I went out there because I was depressed. I was out there because I was looking for a way out. He could have been a plumber. He could have been a drug dealer. He could have been anything. I would have just went there because he was the only person that opened his doors when I was in my down moment.
Yeah.
So I wasn't like, once again, because people say, oh, you went there because you're looking for birria. Or no, back then when I did that, birria wasn't trending.
Right.
Birria wasn't popular.
Right.
Birria was the traditional way. In a bowl, birria de chivo with tortillas a mano, but not like Tijuana style.
Like consume and everything, right?
Right. So, you know what? I was out there for a year in TJ and came back in 2016, back to East LA with my mom in the apartment and asked my mom to help me get a car. So, and I started going to church in East LA up on Cesar Chavez, La Soledad. And I started, like little by little, like forgiving and I wanted to fix things up because I had done a lot of damage. So I started working. I started paying people that I owe money. Hey, I owe you $50. Here you go. Hey, I owe you money. Started paying people.
You just gave me the chills.
Well, it was bad, and then I lost a lot of stuff on the pawn shop. A lot of stuff that I wanted and I couldn't get back because when you're depressed, they'll send you those slips, those pink slips. Like, hey, you need it's already been 3 months. Yeah, I had to pay, go pay the interest or you're going to lose your stuff. So, I never went back and paid the stuff like that I I missed a couple things that I lost because of that. But I got excited because I think God had given me another opportunity. So I started paying people off, and little by little, I started purchasing my little blender, my olla, my burners, and I started buying all the ingredients, for the birria. And little by little, I started cooking birria at home, and I started sharing it with my friends and neighbors. And people are like, "Hey, Teddy, this is pretty good.
Yes, this is good.
This is
shit.
this is really good stuff.
Yeah.
This is really, really good stuff."
Yeah.
Because I don't know. I don't like to cook, to be honest.
Really? You don't? I was gonna ask you. I was gonna say, were you like always a cooker? 'Cause
No,
I hate cooking.
I hate cooking.
I have an air fryer. And
I
that's
hate
it.
cooking. I don't like to cook, and I don't know how to cook. I don't know how to do rice and beans. I don't know how to do green salsa. Nada. Like nothing.
Just
yeah.
birria.
Just that birria. So if you put me a gun and hey, you know what, cook me some rice and beans, like, we just, just shoot it because I don't know. I don't. So I'm not sure if I should be saying that on camera, but
Hey, you're being honest. This
I'm
is
just-
a raw show. That
Yeah.
we it is what it is.
So after when you started sharing it and everybody's like, "Oh man, this is good stuff." Tell us what happened after that? Did that when you started going, "Hey, I'm gonna
so
get it"?
so right? How do you? Which is one thing to cook it at home, and then how do you cook it at home and start a business?
Right.
How?
Right.
Right? How? Right? I'm like,
Yeah, but he didn't know because he's
I
like,
didn't know.
I've
I
never
didn't
done this
know.
before. Yeah.
I never done this before.
Yeah.
And the challenge was my friend in TJ. He will cook birria like in big pots, like
Yeah.
huge,
The big ones.
huge. And I was cooking in a little pot, just for myself and me. And that was a challenge. How am I going to do this? So I remember this lady. Her name is Maria. She tried the birria and she said, "Teddy, you need to sell it in my factory in South Central. I have like 60 workers." I got like
photo op.
I got like 60 workers in my company. You know what? You could come sell it. I said, you know what? I'm gonna do that. So I got excited and came up with a special: 3 tacos and a consomme for $5, right?
Oh, nice.
So I told my mom, "Hey, mom, help me out. I need you to, we're gonna do this." We spoke with Maria, and she said, "You know what? Come to the fabrica, and it's gonna be good." Right. She has 60 workers times 5. It'll be $300. Hey, that'll be like, that'll be some good money.
Yeah.
And fortunately enough, none of the workers bought birria from us. None of them.
Really?
None of them. I got pictures. When we started, I bought like a little 99-cent store. What's it called? The whiteboard.
Yeah.
Right. The whiteboard.
I wrote Teddy's Red Tacos. 3 tacos por $5, right? The special.
Right.
And we were there back in October of 2016 when we started the Teddy's Red Tacos official, right?
Yeah.
And we told everybody about it. Hey, vénganse a los tacos, especial. Nobody showed up. And we were devastated because everybody showed up they bought menudo and bought tacos from other places, and they were eating like next to us.
Right.
And we're like,
Damn. Yeah.
and my mom were like, "Hey, mira, mijo, like nadie nos compró." And like, how do you stay positive when all your hopes are gone?
Right.
I'm like, "Oh, no se preocupe, ma." Like, "Hey, no se preocupe." Like, "No se preocupe." And like, "Oh, but we have all this food. Like, what are we gonna do?" So because of that, I had to get clever and start using my phone, my imagination. So I said, "Hey, mom, record me. Let me put some consomme on the tacos." So she was recording me, and I started sending everybody that I knew a video with an invite. So, "Hey, I got a special 3 tacos por $5 and a free consomme. Here's my address." I'll give them the address, and I was spamming people on Facebook, on Instagram, on WhatsApp, on everybody. So your mom was your videographer, cashier, like she was just, she was just,
yeah.
she was just so. How can I explain this? My mom was. She was always she has always been there But in the beginning, she was always so maybe afraid, and she was also negative too. To be honest, she's like, Teddy, why don't you just get a real job? Teddy, yeah, you know English, you know how to sell, you know how to do a whole bunch of things. Why don't you just get a normal job? But I knew if I get a normal job, all my dreams of becoming someone and becoming something would vanish.
You didn't want to fail. Because you were already into something, or you know what, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna figure this out, and then for you to stop where halfway's in to something, it was kind of like you can't fail, right?
Right. And you know what's crazy? People started making fun of me. I know through other friends and friends, they're like, "Hey, so have you heard about Teddy?" Because I was kind of lost.
Right.
And one of my good friends said, "Teddy, you know what? One of your cousins spoke really bad about you."
Damn.
Like, really? What did he say? Like, hey, what's up with Teddy? Oh, ahí anda el compa valiendo madres ahora. Ahora vende tacos. He said that. You know, he's like, oh, he's doing really, really bad. Ahora ya vende tacos en la calle.
He's selling tacos in the street.
Yeah, like,
but in
oh,
a bad way.
he's doing bad. Like,
Yeah.
damn, look at him. Like, look at him.
Right.
And I'm like, oh, really? Con que? Like, oh, really? All right. So sometimes you need that fuel to get you going.
Right.
Said, okay. And also, but I use it in a positive way because I started using like the law of attraction, manifesting things.
Damn, there you go. Okay.
You know, so in a good way. So,
All
you know
right.
what? All right, I'll prove you wrong. Everybody that say, you know what? I'm not making it, or I'm not going to make it. At that moment, I decided that I'm not going to be another taquero. I'm not going to be another taco stand. Right. I'm not going to be another birria puesto. You know what? I want to be Teddy's Red Tacos, and I want to make a name for myself. So it was at that moment.
Sorry, I got you. Bro, it's almost like making me emotional here,
Yeah.
man.
Has
I'm
that
not gonna
person
lie.
asked for a job or money since they said that?
Like, this is a real
Actually,
success
yes.
story, man.
That person did
knew it.
ask for a job.
Wow.
Are you serious?
I know
Yes.
what finger's going up. Was it up?
Yeah.
Yes,
There you
yes.
go.
You know what? But he seems like such a nice guy. He might be like, all right, man.
Nah, you don't.
Did you give it to him or no?
He was too. He was too proud. Yeah.
Proud? Ah,
But he was struggling.
struggling.
And he ended up getting a job with somebody else.
yeah.
Yeah.
But I know your heart was good. You're probably like,
Yeah.
man. Like,
You know.
you know what? Hey, it's funny because you said, not funny, but you mentioned the law of attraction. Did you read any books about that? Did you like?
He did, huh?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm
'Cause
actually.
when you said that, I was like, oh, this guy's smart, man.
He also read How to Get Rich. He read a bunch
Yeah.
of books.
Yes.
yeah.
He read a lot of
Actually,
books.
that's one of my passions. People don't really know about it, but I'm really into. I don't know about clubs. I don't know about places to go to. When you're broke, at least when I was broke, and I wasn't going out clubbing or partying.
Right.
People would invite me out. Hey, Tay, let's have a beer. Let's hang out. I'm like, what am I celebrating? I'm broke.
Right.
I can't be celebrating. I
Right.
can't be drinking. For me, having a beer was, you know what? I need to deserve it. I need to earn it. And I'm dead broke. I can't be drinking. I can't be celebrating. I can't be hanging out at a bar or a club.
Right.
So I would use that time wisely. So if you're going through stuff and you're complaining about how bad it is, maybe you start reflecting of how you're using your time. So if you're hanging out with your friends, getting high and drinking, but your account is negative,
Right.
I'm like, you know, like, okay, we can use that time wisely.
Right.
I would spend hours in the library reading books. You know, I would spend hours, you know, searching the self-help section. You know, on Barnes and Nobles, the
Yeah.
books. You know, you don't have to buy a book in Barnes and Nobles to read there. You can pretend you're buying a book.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of books, how to become wealthy, how to become successful, how to be happy. But we're too busy watching the game.
Can I interrupt you real quick?
Sure.
Do you guys understand? Do you guys get it? Don't be sitting at home bullshitting. This is literally a man who literally started from zero.
Yeah.
And get your ass in the fucking bookstore. Start reading shit. This is
Not the bookstore. Get your ass up.
Get your ass
Hustle.
up.
Hustle.
I just had to interrupt you, man, because there's a lot of people that are gonna watch this because I promote this type of shit. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? I'm proud to have you on the show right now.
Yeah.
And I think people need to listen to what this guy's saying.
Yeah.
Like stop feeling sorry for yourself and get your ass up and do something.
Stop being fucking lazy because
Yeah,
at the end of the
because
day, don't feel sorry for yourself.
This is a
Hustle.
success story right here, and you guys need to understand that.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, I don't want to hear. Go ahead, man. I'm sorry.
No, that's okay.
Commercial break. Yeah, go ahead.
It's all good. It's all good. No, because honestly,
No, that's good,
like
man.
so much people complain about, like I hate my job, I hate my boss, I'm not
Right.
getting enough hours, this and this and that. I'm like, what are you doing with your time? Honestly, what are you doing with your time?
Smoking and drinking. Yeah, like, it's like you could be doing something else.
but you become like everybody else.
Right. Right.
So if you choose to have different, if you choose different, you will get different. So one teacher told me, "Hey, you want to be rich?" I said, "Yes." Okay, start acting like the rich people do. So what do rich people do? What do rich people listen to? How do rich people speak? So okay, now and this is very simple. So how do rich people now? You don't want to be broke. You don't want to be poor. Okay, so stop acting and hanging out with broke people.
Right.
People that are complaining. People that are whining.
Right.
So start being grateful by things. I wake up every day and I'm still grateful. You know, I'm grateful that I woke up today and I was able to have, you know, I can smile. I can be happy. I can say thank you. And people are just complaining about how bad life is.
Right.
If you're able to breathe and have a roof over your head, we're doing way better than most people in the world.
Right.
So a lot of people ask me, "Hey Teddy, how did you become so popular? How did you become so lucky? How were you able to cater to successful people?" That's a great question.
Yeah.
So when I got the taco stand, I was so excited to get a food truck.
Mm-hmm.
So I started manifesting the food truck with a lot of attraction, all the books, the audios, and I will see myself having my own business, and I will see myself being successful. You know what? Because of all my excitement, my excitement. I mean, check it out. I want to add something else before anything else.
Go ahead, man. Go for it.
I was in my taco stand, right? And every week, I would work the whole week driving for Uber and Lyft, inviting people for the weekend. That was my goal. Invite people for the weekend. I would show my passengers, "Hey, you need to come check out these tacos. You need to come check them out. You need to check them out." And they're like, "Wow, it looks so good. Where is it at? Where's your restaurant? Where's your food truck?" I'm like, "Listen, I don't have a restaurant. I don't have a food truck. I have a taco stand. You need to come try them out." So sometimes we need to have that excitement.
Right.
And because if you're not excited, you're not motivated about life, about your dreams, about your business, nobody else is going to be.
No.
So if you're not excited, if you have something else going on, get excited, and get excited.
Yes.
Because once you start getting excited, people start attracting towards you. Okay? So, Teddy, like, relax. You're going too fast. Like, you've only been only a few months in a taco stand. Why do you want to get a food truck? I'm like, I want to get a food truck. I want to keep growing. And people are coming back. So that means I have something good going on.
Right.
So, like, Teddy, relax. Calm down. So I want to share this to the audience. There's people that they don't have any dreams, or their dreams are too small. Don't listen to them.
Yeah.
Because if I would have listened to them, I still would have probably been in a taco stand, you know, selling tacos on the weekends.
Yeah.
Because people would tell me, "Hey, relax." I'm like, what should I be relaxing about? I'm 30 years old, 31 at the time, and I was broke. Living in East LA with my mom in an apartment. I couldn't be relaxed. So we need to be careful who we listen to.
Right.
Because the person that told me this, he was already successful. But in my eyes, I was still broke and I couldn't be relaxing. You know what? I stepped it up even more. So you know what? I need to get on it because, you know, I'm not where I want to be.
Yeah.
So 9 months later, July 2017, I was able to come up with $15,000 for the down payment of my first food truck.
Nice.
Right?
Nice.
So
That must have made you feel like, man, this is going somewhere.
You manifested it
Yeah.
and you got what you
Yes.
wanted.
Well, even though I had to do some stuff that I'm not proud of,
Oh,
because
well.
the car, I don't know if you guys remember the car that my mom bought for me.
Right.
Yes. Yes.
She was part owner. I had to let it go.
Right.
Yeah.
The bad way. Meaning
No, I was gonna say-
the car got repo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I used that money towards the food truck.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
But I made a promise. You know what? Once I buy a new car, it's going to be for my mom. That was my goal. I'm going to buy a new car and it's going to be for her because I messed up her credit.
Mm-hmm.
So that was my goal. So okay, we July 2017, we did the grand opening. We invited a whole bunch of people, and it's going right. But now, on a day-to-day basis, people are not showing up. We're in South Central, we're in the hood. People are not showing up. The people that would show up, they wanted burritos, they wanted asada, they wanted chicken. I wasn't selling none of that stuff.
Right.
So what do you do when now you have to pay bills? You have to pay payment and rent. And my mom, hey, la renta, hey, el pago, hey, this, with no credit. I don't have a rich dad. I don't have nothing. So pretty much any money that would come in, I would have to use it to flip it and pay here, pay there.
Yeah.
That was the way
Staying afloat.
yes.
Right.
So, you know what? I was listening, and check this out. During all those hard moments, I was being very, very focused. I was very, very focused, and I was very, very listening to a lot of audios. A lot of audios, all those classics. It's possible. Don't give up. Keep pushing forward. Come on, don't give up. A lot of classics like Jim Rome, Zig Ziglar, Tony Robbins, Dr. Norman Vincent Peale, Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. All those things, I was constantly listening because all my surroundings were telling me, Teddy, you just made a bad decision. You know, there's no people. Teddy, like, and my mom telling me all this negative, people making fun of me. Like, no one that's...
Nothing positive.
Nothing positive going around me, right? And the only way that I was able to overcome all that stuff was by the things I was telling myself and the things I was believing.
Yeah.
Because you can tell me, I can tell you, you know what? You're a loser. But if you believe that, you are a loser.
You are a loser.
Yeah.
Right. I get it. I get what you're saying.
But if you tell you, hey, you're a winner, and you believe that, hey, that can take you to a whole different level.
Confidence, man. Yeah.
So I decided, at that moment, I decided, you know what? I want to make the best. I want to make the best. I want to have the best attitude running this business. If one person shows up, I'm going to give them the best attitude.
Yeah.
So little by little, people started showing up. And there were no sales. Nothing was really happening. So I had all the time to go and speak with any customers. I remember this guy. His name is Oscar. He showed up and ordered some tacos. And he's eating the tacos. And he takes out a camera and taking pictures. And I'm like, look at him. I'm like, wow. This guy's taking pictures of my food. We're in LA. In LA, one of the biggest and hottest markets in the world. And this guy's coming to my place to take pictures. So I'm like, wow. For me, it's like, wow, this is pretty cool. Like, I feel honored. This guy's taking pictures of my food. Like, my food. And I take some time and go talk to him. And I'm like, hey, you know, like, what do you do? Who are you? Like, oh, I'm just, I'm a foodie guy. I just love taking pictures. And I was just driving down Slauson. There's a lot of food trucks out here in South Central. And I just, I'm making a page and I'm just starting. Oh, cool, man. So we became good friends. And later on, one of his sisters called him, hey, Oscar, I want to get some birria, but the birria truck that we go to is closed. And he tells him, hey, go to Teddy's. He started his business and it's pretty good. Who's Teddy's? Oh, he's down Slauson. Just check him out. So they stopped by my food truck. I have no idea who she is, but I treated her like a $1 million customer, like everybody else, right? At the end of the, once she's done eating, she's like, hey, Teddy, you know what? I want to tell you something. Your food was delicious, but your service was amazing. You made us feel like a 5-star restaurant.
Customer service.
Right.
Yep.
I was just excited.
That goes a long way. Yeah.
I was just excited for people to show up. So if you would show up, I was like, oh my God, hi, welcome to Teddy's. Because I was lonely in my truck, you know? So anybody that would show up, I was like, hey, I want to talk to you, Because in the beginning, it was like, we were lonely. It was super lonely.
Yeah.
And depressed. Very depressed. Cheers.
Cheers.
She like, hey, Teddy, is it okay if I get your number? Like, sure. And I give her my number. Like, hey, is it okay if I tag you? Like, sure. Go ahead. This is my Instagram, Teddy's Red Tacos. Probably had like 10 followers back then. So she tags me, and a whole bunch of people started adding me, right? Like, who is she? Like, who is she? So it ended up being Patty Rodriguez.
Oh, from the radio show.
Yes. So I had no idea who she was. And she told me, hey, Teddy, is it okay if I give my number to Ryan Seacrest?
Yeah.
I'm like, sure, it's cool.
Damn.
I had no idea who he was.
You didn't know who Ryan Seacrest? Even I know who he is.
At that time, I didn't know who he was, right?
But this was what, 2016? Or
2017, I believe.
Okay.
27, no. 2018, I believe.
You went on the show. Did you?
It's on the phone.
On the phone, yeah.
Just
On the show.
through a phone call.
Yeah.
Okay, anyways, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, because I remember the first 6 months, it was hard. When I got the food truck, I still had to get loans, and I still had to go sell some stuff because those 6 months it wasn't picking up. Right. And my mom nagging and Teddy, like el pago, Teddy this, Teddy that. Like, So I had to borrow more money, pay more interest on the money and the loan that I was getting, the hard loan money. But I never gave up. And I never chose to be negative or pessimist. So if you're going through stuff, don't choose that. Always choose to be positive. Always choose to be grateful. Always choose to be happy. Always choose the right way. Right.
Yeah.
So because it's too easy to be negative. It's too easy to complain.
Yeah.
It's too easy to be a whiner. But, but once you choose to be that, you become part of the masses.
Right.
But very few are positive. Very few are excited.
Right.
Very few are, like choosing to be different.
So what did Ryan Seacrest say? I want to hear what he said. So what happened with that? I want to hear.
No, we're waiting for Chrissy Teigen.
Okay, man.
So, was that before?
I know. So I'm trying to.
So Ryan Seacrest was before Chrissy Teigen.
Okay.
So
Ryan. Okay.
So a couple of days later, he called me like at 6 a.m. Like, hey Teddy, I heard some great stuff about your truck. Patty was telling me that you have a truck on the railroads and this and this and that. I'm like, yes. You know what? You have 30 seconds. Go ahead and take it away. I'm like, hey guys, this is Teddy from Teddy's Red Tacos. Come try my tacos. I'm located at 731 East Lawson. We had the best birria tacos. Come try them out. You heard that, guys? Go, whatever,
Yeah.
and a whole bunch of people started showing after that.
Wow.
A whole bunch of people, right? And it was pretty cool because
he kind of has a lot of followers. And he's on the radio.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit.
But I'm not saying this to show off or to brag.
No, it's a great story, man.
What I'm trying is to brag upon what you do on a daily basis.
Right.
Daily basis, because those little things that you're doing constantly can open a lot of doors.
Yeah.
But people ask you, oh, you just got lucky because you came on the radio.
No.
Or you got lucky because you catered to Chrissy Teigen. I'm like, well, you have to do a lot of little small steps to accomplish those big things.
They don't see the struggle behind.
Right.
They don't see the struggle behind it all.
No, nobody's gonna see the struggle unless you go on podcasts like us and you tell your struggle. You know what I'm saying? But that's what we want. We like that, man. We want to hear those. These are success stories, man.
Inspirational, very inspirational.
They're very inspirational. And I'm proud to have you on, man. Especially like you being a Chicano. Or, well, I guess.
Yeah.
Were you born in Mexico or were you born in
Here.
Here.
LA.
So Chicano. Okay.
Yes.
So and that's what we like to promote, man. Like we need to see more of this. We need to see more of people who look like us with good stories that have made it. Because
very
a lot of times,
inspirational stories.
A lot of times they put us on the news. It's nothing but bullshit. Let's be real.
A whole bunch of negative stuff.
Negative stuff. That's why we want to showcase people like you, man. That we are good people out here, man.
Actually, we should be interviewing you guys as well. Like you know, like Norma, you're doing amazing stuff.
Yeah, this is all her, man.
Like you're a woman, a Latina, also doing this podcast.
Yeah.
And we need more stuff like this.
She only got me on here because I look so handsome. She wants me, you know what I'm saying? I gotta look
Cállate.
that's why I'm on it. You know what I'm
So
saying?
we have time now. I think we need to cut out now.
Hey, I'm doing what I can. Let's get
Cállate.
Yeah, we need more Latinas. More
Of course.
Latinas making a difference.
Yeah.
More Latinas showing something different.
Yeah.
So I think by you guys doing this, you guys are going to be doing a lot of change.
Yeah.
And it takes time.
It does.
It takes a lot of energy.
Oh, it does.
But, I think you guys are doing a great job. So
You
keep
inspired
it up.
me.
Yeah.
You really did, because your struggle, and I feel like we're struggling, and I manifested this podcast.
She did.
Hey, this is pretty cool. You guys have a beautiful setup.
Oh,
This is
thank
cozy.
you.
This is pretty cool.
Awesome. Thank you.
Got
I
tequila
appreciate that.
bottles,
It's a little hot in here, but we got it.
It's pretty cool.
Thank you, Teddy. Coming from you, I appreciate that. But your story inspired me, because I feel like I'm always struggling. We're struggling to
But
get this podcast to
Norma,
go.
let me ask you a question. In what way are you struggling?
I feel like we're trying to get out there, you know, and I think because we're not like everybody else where they always have an upper hand because they're famous or because they know somebody or because, you know, they're rising faster. And I'm like, you know, we're starting from the bottom up. So I'm kind of grateful for that because I can say, you know what? We did it on our own, you know? We rose up to the top because we struggled. We worked hard, you know, and I'm reading and I'm doing everything I can. Like you read your books, you did everything you had to do. That's me. I'm on the internet. I'm networking. I'm looking and what can I do to make this better? Right.
Right.
And I see what you did. And you know what? But at the end of the day, it's very rewarding because I see you 11 locations now. Congratulations.
I still want to hear the story of Christy Teigen. I've been waiting for that story.
We got time. We got time. We got time. We got time.
Flip it around. Norma,
Yes.
I wanna share something with you.
Yes.
You're looking at others people green garden. Right? When they say, oh, like, or the other, how do you say it? The neighbor has a garden greener than yours.
Oh, the grass is greener on
The grass.
That's
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah.
And you're like, oh, you're looking at people that are more successful, more followers, more this, more that. No. Something, and this can be for everybody. And I don't say this like new friend to new friend. And
Right.
I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I'm not trying to be.
Yeah.
I'm just speaking from the heart.
No, yeah.
So we have to be so laser focused on what
Yeah.
we're doing. Who cares what
Yeah.
she's doing or he's doing? Who
Yeah.
cares? I'm gonna be better than I was yesterday.
Yeah.
That's it. Who cares if they have 100,000 followers, 1,000,000 followers, and if you have 10 or 100? Who cares?
Right.
Right.
You know, who cares? There's only numbers that.
They're just numbers. Yeah.
So what?
Exactly.
So what? So focus on being your best. Focus on being different. Focus on being unique.
Yeah.
And you start attracting other people that you need to attract to help you get wherever you want to go. But if you're focusing on
Someone else's grass,
seeing
yeah.
other Instagram, you're already getting distracted.
Yeah.
So you keep being focusing on
Right.
stay on your lane.
Yeah. That's what you inspired me.
Right.
Stay on your lane. I'm not looking at what my competition is doing.
Yeah.
I'm not. I don't care if they sell this. No, I'm focusing on being a better person myself.
That is
Yeah.
good advice, man.
That's
So-
great advice. Yeah. Thank you.
So if I'm focused on what I can do.
Yeah.
If I'm at peace with myself,
Yeah.
if I'm happy, I'm grateful. I'm not jealous of anybody else. If they open 20 locations, congrats.
Right.
You know, like I believe God gave me this capacity, and whatever I have is because of God gave it to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm not focusing on anybody else or
Yeah.
grateful for what I have.
I'm happy that you bring up a higher power. You know, we'll just say that. You know, whatever,
Yeah.
because it's God is different to everybody, but I'm happy that you have a higher power that you give props to. You know,
We have to.
we have to. We have to.
At least in my way.
No, I
have
agree
to.
with you, man.
No, I
Because
agree.
I'm here because of him.
Right.
I'm here because I'm a living testimony.
Right. There you go.
So-
Testimony. That's what
I'm a living testimony
Yeah.
because it wasn't to the moment I got closer to God that I started finding clarity, that I started finding peace, that I started finding like love.
Right.
Right.
So if you don't have that, maybe you're looking the wrong way. You
Yeah.
start searching,
Right.
and start trying to be something that you're not.
Yeah. No, it's great advice. No, and God's number one in my life, regardless.
Well, while we have time, we want to hear that story, man.
I've been waiting.
Let's.
Okay,
We got
so
this much time.
I've been-
Now we got to start kind of.
I've been preaching too much. So, okay.
That's all good. Someone's gonna take some good out of it, though, man. I'm
I
happy.
hope
you are.
so.
Yeah, they will.
My goal is just to inspire
That's your
others.
goal. That's
my
your
goal
goal.
is to inspire others, and
Yeah.
and they hear my story and they see, oh, you know what, Teddy could do it. I can do it too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What's my excuse? So, okay. So going back to the story, we came on the radio with Ryan Seacrest.
Yeah.
And a whole bunch of people started noticing it. Noticing, we started coming out in the articles as the best tacos in LA and on Google, on Yelp, all this great stuff, right? So one day on a Monday night, one of the assistants for Chrissy Teigen calls me. Hey, we're wondering if you can do an event for Chrissy Teigen. I had no idea who she was. No idea.
Well, who is she? So maybe some people don't know who she is. Who is she known for? What is she?
Maybe you might know more, Norma.
She's married to John Legend.
Okay.
Okay, she
Like a supermodel.
like yeah, and
Supermodel,
she
yeah.
cooks and she does it. She's a mama. She's a she does everything. So
John Legend.
yeah, John Legend's wife. They just had their fourth baby
Okay.
via surrogate recently. So she's really big out there.
Damn, do you know her?
I just follow everything on Instagram.
Anyways, go ahead. Go just
So yeah, I had no idea who she was, but
Right.
I said yes, we'll go. We'll be there, right?
Right.
And we have a truck that's super old. Everybody knows the truck's old. It's all beat up and it's really old,
Yeah.
right? So I said yes without even thinking about it. Then I looked it up and oh my God, she's someone famous, right? So we got the whole crew, we cleaned up the whole truck, and we went out there to Beverly Hills. And that drive out there was one of the worst drives because that truck was all beat up.
Yeah. You're like,
And-
will it make it? Yeah.
And going up the hills, it was just horrible because the truck it was a lot of
Windy roads, huh?
no internet, no reception out there.
Right.
And so what we did, we had another rented a what was it, an expedition. First, they were driving the truck, and they were driving the expedition, and I was driving the food truck. And I remember I was praying so much that day. I was praying. I was sweating a lot because the truck couldn't make it.
And no
It-
horsepower.
No horsepower,
Yeah.
nothing. I had my foot pedal all the way down. All the way, and the truck was barely moving.
Right.
I had to pull over, and I told them, "Hey guys, if the truck starts going back, let's try to stop it with the other truck." Yes, because it was just bad. It was just bad. So I was just sweating so much. I was praying to God. I think I never prayed
So much.
so much like that day. So the truck we're going, and he's making all these weird noises, weird smells. And we finally made it, We finally made it like an hour later. And we got there late. So I'm embarrassed to say it, but we got there late. But it wasn't that bad because I think they were running late as well.
Right.
So there, and we set up the whole truck. We opened the windows for the truck. And everybody's eating. And I come up with this great idea. I told the assistant, "Hey, listen, I want to talk to Chrissy. Tell her that if it's possible, I want to take a picture with her." Takes a picture with us, and she posted it on her social media. I wouldn't charge her for the event.
Wow. Smart. But that's a smart business move.
I don't know, but at the moment,
He said, let's try it.
it was only a couple
Yeah. No, I get it.
$100. It wasn't even that much. Man,
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
But I was excited because once I saw how many followers she has and all this, wow, she's really popular. I don't know who she was, but
Right.
she was very
Yeah.
popular. And I was just there waiting and waiting and waiting. 30 minutes later, she comes out and like, "Hey guys, I heard you guys wanted a picture." So she comes out and she takes a picture. Beautiful.
Right. Damn.
She posted on her social media and her story.
The bomb explodes right there, man.
Wow.
Did you stay up all night looking?
Like,
Another one.
Here,
another
this
phone?
is
It
big.
was just
This
crazy.
is
It was
big.
just. It wouldn't stop. The alerts. Yeah, it was crazy.
Wow.
wow. What an awesome story though, man.
Yes.
So that was a pretty cool, amazing story.
Yeah.
But that story after that's even more amazing.
We got this much time. Let's go
Okay.
for it. Let's
Okay.
go for it.
So the Super Bowl was coming, right?
Uh-huh.
For 2019. I think this happened with 2018 when we catered Chrissy Teigen.
Okay.
So the Super Bowl was looking for a Hispanic talent. And they went out to Georgia to look for something that would stand out. And nothing really stood out. They came to Texas and nothing really stood out. Then they came to LA.
Mm-hmm.
And among LA, we came out around the top 10. The top 10.
Wow.
So it was between myself and somebody else that they wanted to sponsor a commercial for the Super Bowl. And when I saw the message on Instagram, they wanted to sponsor me. I was really, really hesitant. I was kind of skeptical. But because I wasn't sure if it was a scam or somebody trying to take advantage.
Yeah, of course.
But then I use one of the things that I always use. What if it's real? What if it works? What if it's possible? You know, because when you're facing with a challenge, you want to say always, well, what if this works?
Right.
What if it's real? What if it's possible? Instead of saying, oh, I don't think it will work. I doubt it, or it's too good to be true.
Right.
So I use it towards my advantage, and I reached out to them, and we made a phone call, conference call between New York, San Francisco, LA, and I think Georgia. And they pretty much told me, hey, Teddy, we want to sponsor you. We heard your story. We want to put you in the Super Bowl commercial. And yeah, and that's how we got a Super Bowl commercial on ESPN. On ESPN.
You know what? When you think the story's good, then all of a sudden it gets better.
I have to, wow.
Thank you.
Wow.
Man, you must be so proud, man. Your family, everybody must be so proud of you, man.
I have to ask.
I'm proud of you, and I'm not even family.
I don't even know you.
What does your mom think of all this now?
You know what? We always talk about this. We look back and we're still in shock.
Your siblings.
We're still in shock because only a couple years ago, we're still struggling. We're still in an apartment.
Right.
We're still struggling. We're trying to figure out how I'm going to pay. I'm still thinking, hey, that's a pawn shop that I came here to pawn my tablet, my phone. I'm still like, I don't forget those moments.
Do your siblings work with you? Do you have them as a family? Is this a family team?
We have a lot of family working with.
Good.
That's what I'm saying. Did you bring your family, your siblings in with you when you started all of these locations? Wow. And your mom's not working because she's taken care of, right?
Right.
Good.
What kind of car did you buy your mom?
Yeah.
The first one, we got her a Mazda X5, I believe.
Okay.
Good for you.
Yes.
Wow.
Now she drives a nice Lexus.
Good for
Jimmy.
her. Good for her. Wow. That is just wonderful story.
I got a question. When are you going to have one of your stores out here in Orange County? That's what I want to know. When are you going to have a restaurant out here in Orange County?
Yeah.
That's a good question. I think we do have one. We have one in Anaheim.
No.
Okay.
South County.
South County. So I know LA people don't understand that. Because I'm from LA County, but they split it. So they have like North Orange County and South Orange County. I don't know why it's stupid, but South Orange County.
You got to pass Irvine this way, and it becomes south.
Yeah, South. No, well, actually,
okay.
Costa Mesa
Yeah,
is.
we're
But anyways,
South County.
yeah.
Well,
They want it out here. Trust me. They will go for it.
and I want to be here as well.
Yeah.
I want to be here, but it's like little by little, little by little,
No,
little by
yeah,
little,
yeah.
little by little.
Okay.
Because before pandemic, we had 3 locations.
Right.
And then also after pandemic, something crazy happened, and we went from 3 locations to 11 locations
He has 11.
within 18 months.
Right.
Yeah, he's
18
11.
months.
Wow.
So can we say coming soon?
Yeah, we could say that.
We can say, there we go. We got the exclusive
Okay,
on
hold
Raw
on.
Opinions.
I gotta interrupt the show. I have something for you, Teddy.
Oh,
All
shoot. That's right. Yeah.
So I always dig deep and try to learn my guests.
Okay.
And I always have a gift. And every
wow.
podcast, every podcast that you go to, you're never gonna be like one like here. You're never gonna be on one like this one. So here's a little gift for you. We want you to open.
Wow.
Open on the.
Okay.
We hope you like it.
Yes. Que se los ponga, que se lo... No, I'm just kidding.
There you go.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cool.
There we go. It's got his own cup, man.
I like it.
That's something you can take with you, man.
So I have a
Thank you.
friend of mine.
Thank you. Appreciate
She is created by Tina Marie. She makes all my stuff, all of my merch, all of my cups, and everything for all of my guests.
Yep.
So I hope
Thank
that you
you.
can enjoy that and put water, tequila, whatever you want to put in there.
Put it in.
Tequila.
I hope I nailed it.
I love it. Came out great.
Thank you.
You see the railroad tracks? Because that's where you started from?
Yep,
Your
there we go.
picture?
Something to remind you of.
Thank you.
Yes,
But
a little gift.
Love it.
Man,
Yes.
we I don't know. This is such an inspirational story, and I'm so happy we had you on. Like, I really, from the, like, no bullshit, man. Like, this is something I'm happy to be on this podcast when we do stuff like this. I really am, because I was raised. My dad's from East LA, right? And he would, he would tell me stories about him and his father would go to the swap meet, and my grandmother would make little burritos and stuff and sell them for like $1 or whatever, and he'd take them to the Dodger game and sell them. So when I'm listening to your story, it kind of brought me back to that. When my dad telling me those stories about him and his dad, and hustling burritos and shit. So this is what I like to be on this podcast.
Yeah.
Like I really do. This is like, it's very heartwarming and it's a little emotional, man. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, because I look at you, I'm like, this guy literally came from the bottom, and now we here. You know what I'm saying? Now,
Right.
And now we here, man, with that smile on his face.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't fake that smile.
But he can inspire a lot of.
Right, that's what I'm saying. And I hope you guys are watching this, because if we can have another one who looks like you and looks like us do what he did, stop bullshitting, man, and go out and do better. Stop
Some damn books.
read some
them books.
Stop going out and I understand.
Stop complaining.
Yeah.
Yes.
I understand.
Get your ass up.
Our culture has the whole now I'm going on a tangent. Now I'm going to do the gangbanging shit and all that bullshit. But you know what? Stop.
Make
Stop
that money.
shit. Make that money. This
Take
guy's
care
a
of
good
your
example.
family.
It is possible for anybody who's in those neighborhoods
Yes.
struggling. Do that thing, man, and make some money and be a success story like him. And you'll be on Raw Opinions talking to us.
Yes. Teddy, it was an honor and a pleasure to have you on.
Norma, thank you so much.
No, thank you.
Thank you.
What's
Thank
the
you
problem,
guys.
man? Can we find out?
Yeah. Do those social media.
So let everybody know where
promote
they
your
can
stuff
find
now.
you.
Like
Promote.
now, talk about
This is your time.
Your time. Talk about whatever you want.
Yeah.
You got this much left.
Okay, well, go ahead and follow us on Teddy's Red Tacos.
Teddy's Red Tacos.
Yep.
Teddy's
All
Red
right.
Tacos. We have a lot of spots out in LA, and hopefully pretty soon out here in
South
Orange
County.
County,
South County,
South
One
Orange
day.
County. All right.
Orange County.
Yeah, South Orange County. Yeah.
South
Okay.
Orange County.
But in the meantime, go ahead and take a drive to LA, like Downey, Venice Beach. We have a cool spot in Venice Beach.
Okay.
Nice. Yeah.
Um,
Tacos are delicious. It's for,
Yeah.
yeah.
so that's all I can say. I hope this message inspires others.
Yeah.
If I could do it, you could do it. What's your excuse? Start complaining, start being happy, start being grateful.
Right.
And great
Amen.
great things can happen.
Yes, sir.
Hey guys, congrats for everything you guys are doing.
Yeah.
Thank
I
you
wish you
so
the
much.
best of the best.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And thank you for having me here.
Teddy's Red Tacos.
Attitude is gratitude.
Attitude of gratitude. Thank
Yes,
you guys.
sir. Thank you so
Teddy's
much.
Red Tacos was on the show, baby.
Yes.
He came all the way down from LA County.
Yes, he did.
Thank you so much,
Yes,
man.
he did.
Thank you guys.
Found it.
Thank you.
The hottest